Hi, my name is Michelle. I'm 2 weeks and 1 day post-op of my sleeve gastric surgery. I had it done at Hackensack Meridian Hospital, and my physician was Dr. Richard Greco. I am documenting my different changes throughout my new journey, and I decided to make my first video based off of the different changes that I am personally going through. Um, Things that I didn't really expect too much, but that are changing for the most part. My body temperature is one of them. Most people after surgery get colder, you're losing weight. That's understandable. I'm just weird. I end up feeling extremely hot all the time, which is very not me. So walking around Walmart right now is like going to the gym for an hour for me. Um, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like you're going through like a whole body upgrade. I don't know. But another thing that is going to be different is your taste buds. Your taste buds are definitely not the same after surgery. I usually love fruit. I love strawberry stuff, and strawberry is kind of like tasting like vanilla to me. So when I'm picking out my protein shakes, I end up having more of a sweet tooth and picking a chocolate over a strawberry, which is kind of weird for me. Um, Another thing that's different is the way you digest things. Usually, when you digest things, you're used to hot and cold, and you don't really feel the difference between those. Now you can definitely feel the difference if it is hot or if it's cold, because you're digesting it slower and you have a smaller stomach. Your stomach is reduced from being the size of a football to the size of a banana. You have a new little baby stomach. And that's why when you get out of surgery, you need to take 64 ounces of protein a day. For me, that means two protein shakes and a drinkable yogurt. The protein shakes have 30 grams of protein in them each, and then the yogurt has about 10, depending on what brand you get. So that would take me about a half a day to drink all that. Um, you can't chug things like you used to, it's not the same. You will feel very much discomfort in here, going down your esophagus. So it's not the best or friendliest idea. It's just going to make you feel really uncomfortable. And leaning back sometimes does help, but not always. So when you drink, you got to drink slower, smaller amounts. And it also is different on when you switch over from liquids compared to like a yogurt or something thicker like a protein shake. You're definitely going to feel the difference between you digesting it. Um, Another thing that's kind of different, I guess, um, because you're taking in so many vitamins, when you get past your liquid stage, you'll start taking a bariatric vitamin at least 4 times a day to get your vitamins in. It's going to be a chewable tablet. I have these. So I got these at the vitamin store. And like 4 times a day, chewable tablets. They're not that bad. Um, they remind me a little bit of Flintstones chewable when I was a kid and took those. And well, they taste the same. So you take those, you take more vitamins. So your urination is going to be a lot darker because you are taking in a lot more vitamins than you're probably used to. And I guess it's filtration basically. So the first time, or the first week you're home, you notice that your urine is darker and smells a little weirder. Um, it is because your vitamin intake, your protein intake. Um, that's, I guess, the thing that I didn't really read up about. I read up about a lot of things, but that one, not so much. Um, Another thing that is weird is, for me, um, you start seeing your weight loss in different areas. I guess for me, it's mostly my face, my neck, and my legs so far. Even though I'm losing weight in my stomach and I can tell it, I'm also thinking it's water weight, you know, um, or like some bloating went down because after surgery, you're gonna be swollen. So I'm also 2 weeks and a day post op. So I haven't seen like what a month is going to look like. I haven't seen what 3 months or 6 months is going to look like for me. I'm just taking this journey in the beginning. So for me, those are the places that I'm seeing the most of my weight loss is my legs, my neck, my face, and I guess my stomach, but I feel like it's gonna take me a little bit more time to see it in that because that's my area that I need to lose most of the weight. Um, my highest weight was at 290, and that was about a year ago. I did lose a lot of weight on my own before surgery. They ask you to lose about 15 pounds before surgery, and I exceeded that amount. I lost about 40 on my own. So I went down a lot, but the surgery helps you and me personally. Um, More of it's a tool. It's not going to change you. You have to change your eating habits, and it changes everything. It changes the way you think about nutrition and the food you intake and the nutrition value in those foods. As of before, I wouldn't think of those things because I'm thinking of the taste and, um, you know, the fact that I was hungry. That's another thing. You're not gonna feel hungry. You don't feel hungry is a very weird sensation. Um, a lot of times I'll wake up in the middle of the night. I won't feel hungry, but I'll feel like the need for like water or protein or something. More of a lack of vitamins. So I'll get up, have some water, have a sip of a protein drink, and probably go back to sleep. Um, a lot of times, if you're out for a long day, I usually prep my protein drink, my water, and the drinkable yogurt that I bring. And if you're out for a long day and you have ran out of all your liquids, you're gonna start with a little bit of a headache. You may feel a little nauseous. Um, there's things that you were used to digesting that now you can't really digest in the beginning stages. The naked drinks that have the fruits and the vegetables, they're very good for you and good supplement. But I had bought in a strawberry apple one, and unfortunately, I took about 3 sips and I felt nauseous. Because of the pulp and the seeds that were in the drink, I was not able to really digest it. Excuse me. So, um, me basically not being able to digest it is also giving you an idea of the little things that you will feel a difference with is the discomfort of not being able to digest what you're drinking or intaking. Um, Interesting thing that I actually researched about after I came home from the hospital, that the gas that they put you to sleep with, they actually, when they do put you to sleep with it, that gas, the nitrous oxide stays in your system for a whole week. That is crazy. You think it's just the bloating. It's not swelling, it's not bloating, it's mostly gas. They fill your stomach up with gas to have enough room to do the surgery. When they make your incisions for the sleeve surgery, that's the one I'm talking about currently. And the gas they use you to put you to sleep is basically in your body and takes about a week or two. I'm going to say like a week and a half to get out of your body. So during my first week, I could say that I guess your emotions are going through a stage. You're going through a lot of changes physically, mentally. You're fluctuating with temperature and different body changes. Um, it also plays an aspect as far as having potential other gases in your body that really aren't supposed to be there, but because you had the surgery, you're going to have it left over. Um, so that's something that I didn't really know. Um, Doing some other research, basically you lose the first week. It depends on the person and the person activity level. For the first week, you lose anywhere between 5 to 15 pounds. And I believe that is per week until you reach a certain plateau. I think at like maybe a month and a half, then you start slowing down. But it also depends on your activity level. After surgery, I basically had a lot of energy. You're restricted in the early stages not to lift anything over 15 pounds. Don't bend over. Don't use any of your core muscles because they're healing. So unfortunately, that means no vacuuming. I got 2 cats. That's hard. No vacuuming is one of the biggest things that I miss doing at home that I can't do right now. But there are things that the doctor has cleared me for to start doing because I'm at the 2 week mark of this. I could start swimming, which I love. It's easier on your joints, and it's more therapeutic, relaxing. He did clear me for running, but I still feel like swimming would be better for my joints. And right now, I would prefer just more of the swimming aspect of it. When you first get out of surgery, they're going to ask you to walk around a lot. And I feel like that is a great thing because, first, the more you know you can do, the better you're going to feel. So basically, you're going to walk around, you're going to go upstairs, you're going to take a walk, or, you know, do the things that you're used to doing just with restriction. And you're going to do those things, you're going to feel better and more satisfied with yourself that you could still do those things. Going up and down stairs, I live on the 3rd floor, so before I used to get really winded going up and down stairs. Now I can say that it's definitely changed. It's been, I've lost about 11 pounds my first visit from the doctor, which was a week and 3 days out. So throughout the 11 pounds and a lot of energy that I have had going up and down stairs is a lot easier for me now. And I have so much energy. So it's a big difference from before. It's different for everybody. Everybody doesn't have my experience. You all have your own experiences because your bodies are different, and everybody's different. So this is my experience. I know I've had a couple friends that had similar surgeries to me that, you know, they may not feel exactly the same way I do. I feel great. I feel like a new person. The best way to describe it is it's a weird way, but it's like you got a system reboot, or you got like, it's hard to explain. Like, they take away 75% of your stomach. Even though they're taking away something, they still take away something from you. So you're healing, you're learning that you have a new stomach, and it changes everything in your body. It changes how you think about food and nutrients, and you think twice before you end up getting something that has, for instance, for me, pulp and seeds in a drink. I'm not going to be able to intake that. It's different. You look at different vegetables, and you look at things like a potato, for instance, and instead of choosing the mashed potatoes, you choose a sweet mashed potato because it's less starch, it's less calories, it's better for you. I was trying to figure out a way for me to celebrate St. Patrick's Day even though I'm restricted on my diet. So I love corned beef and cabbage. Unfortunately, it's coming up soon. I'm still on a pureed diet. So I did some research, and I'm going to make a soup this year. So even though it's going to come, I'm still going to be on a pureed diet. I can make the soup and then freeze it. And then when I'm in the soft food stage, I would be able to have the potatoes and the corned beef and the cabbage and be able to digest it. Soup is very healthy for you. You could also store it for a long time. So if I make a pot of soup, I'm digesting and intaking so little, it will probably last me forever. Well, probably not forever, but it's going to last me a long time. Um, so for me, it's more of an improvisation. Improvisation. I can't say the word right. Anyway, um, another thing that I have done and tried, because the first 2 weeks you're on a liquid diet, they want you to drink a lot of broth, chicken and beef broth, because of the protein intake. Bone broth is very good for you. So I have tried it, and it does have a good amount of protein for you. But you get tired of broth. You don't always want broth. Um, I've bought in soups from a Mexican store that's down the street from my job, and it was good. I couldn't eat what was in it per se, but I drank the broth out of that just to get a different flavor. Um, just to give me more of a choice, even though I can't eat chicken and the vegetables in it, but the broth and the different taste, it doesn't it doesn't so much restrict you as much if you're sticking with certain broths and you're tired of drinking the same thing. Um, Unfortunately, you may have to waste some of the soup, but at least you have a different taste for your taste palette, which I find is good. Um, I'm trying to think of other things that may not be too good or tasteful. The protein powder, I was eventually going to start using the protein powder. I started to use Premier protein shakes. I like the chocolate ones that are pretty, they're pretty good. They're prepackaged. The protein powder, I'm not sure if I'm personally just don't have the taste for it, if I'm not mixing it with the right stuff, but the prepackaged protein shakes are what I'm currently using, and it's working out pretty good. It basically trick myself and say I'm drinking chocolate milk, but it's really a protein shake. Um, and that's fine too. You can always do something like that. Another thing that I have came across that I like, which is kind of weird, is you could have sugar-free sorbet and also icicle pops. So uh, a chocolate fudge pop that has no sugar in it. My taste buds have definitely changed. I usually don't like chocolate so much, so it's different for me to always have something sweet. But it's okay. I mean, I'm still giving a different variety of foods and not actually keeping it as the same stuff. Like, I'll switch it up with the flavors. If I'm having jello, I'll switch it up with the flavors, sugar-free jello or sugar-free pudding. Even though pudding is thicker and it's going to take you a long time to eat puddings or yogurts or anything. Um, it's something to get used to. I remember it took me about almost 40 minutes to drink or eat a half a cup of yogurt, and I felt after I had that, I felt like I had a Thanksgiving dinner. And it was nuts to feel not fullness. You don't feel full. You just feel you feel some type of sensation, but I wouldn't call it a fullness. And you don't feel hungry in the beginning. You just feel the need to have, I guess, the vitamins. But everybody's different, so this is speaking on my behalf and how I feel. I will be filming more as I go along and progress with my journey. And if you guys have any questions that I could answer, even though I am on my 2-week post-op, and I will be doing other videos that, throughout time will progress with other questions. So if you have any other questions for me or comments, please send me the comments and subscribe, and I will see you guys later with my next video. Thank you so much.